Hi everyone, in this video we're going to take a look at how we can read items in a container in Cosmos DB using Python and NoSQL, and also how to create items. As a prereq, be sure to check out the previous video in this 101 series and make sure you have somewhere to write some code, Python installed, a Cosmos DB account. All right, that's it. Let's dive right in. Now I have this file creating underscore reading.py. All I did was copy the setup.py code that we ended with in the last video, copied it over here. Nothing else has changed. And additionally, I have provided a sample-book.txt. And in here is an item that we're going to insert into our Cosmos DB container. It's a book container, so it has items that contain something like title, author, category, publish date, and a couple of other values here as well. So let's first focus on making a couple of changes. First up, we're going to be working with the container, so I need to grab those values from the environment variable. And here I'm just going to switch this to be container name, and then also make sure this value corresponds to that. Fantastic. And I'm also going to need a container client. And this will be very similar to what we've done before, except this time we'll use the DB client to get container client, and then we just pass in the container name. So now we have all the clients we need to work with our Cosmos account, database, and containers. The first thing we can do is just read all items, right? And we'll just update this for loop to be for item, and this time container client. And then now we'll do read all items, and then we'll just switch this to be item. And instead of ID, I want it to show the title. I can also, of course, get other values, but for now, let's just run this one here. And we should see a list of the books that we have. Oh, I forgot to update this here. We can go ahead and make some changes. So I want the title. Additionally, I would like to have the ID. And then I would also like the category, and category here. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and run this. Awesome. So we have the title, 1984. We have the ID of the item, and then the category here. Great. And we have the list, and these are all the items that we have here. What we can also do is read an individual item. Read an individual item here. For this, we will need to, let's create book. This will be using our container client, read item. So we do need to pass in the values for our ID and then our partition key. The partition key for my book container is the category, which is why I printed out the value here. So I'll go ahead and I'll copy our ID for the 1984 book. And then I will also copy the category. And then I'm going to go ahead and comment this out here. And that way we can go ahead and run this code. And we should see just one item returned to us, but with all of its values. Oh, what happened here? Container client, read, fiction. I forgot to print, and then we can just print the book here. Great. And we see we are returned that item and all of its values. That's the basics of reading items here. We can also create an item. For this, we are going to use that sample-book.txt and select everything, copy this over, and paste it into our creating underscore reading. Awesome, got our new book there. And the last thing that I need to provide is actually a unique value for the ID. For this, I'm going to use the UUID package. And then simply we can call it by using string UID and then the type of UUID that I want, which is 4. and make sure to complete that with the parens. Great. So this is Don Quixote. It's actually a book that I quite enjoy. I read it in high school, and we just got some dummy data there for it as well. And what we can do is go ahead and call the container client dot create item, and all we have to pass in is that item that we want to create, which is new book. Finally, let's just print out all the books at the end, and I will uncomment this and then just move it down here. So we get an updated list. Oh, and I want to make sure all my other code here, I can comment this out. Great. Go down here. Awesome. And then we will run this, and this should create our new item and print out all the books that we have now. Yes, and it has been added here at the bottom. Have an ID, have a category as well there. And that is the basics of reading items, creating items. And that's it for this video. Only a couple of lines is what you need to get started with creating and reading items. In the next couple of videos, we'll be covering updating, deleting, and querying. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Any feedback, any questions, please drop them in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video.